Yeah, I think I'm very adaptable to different situations. I think that part of making the moves that I've made, I'm very adaptable, to different personnel, to different playing styles, and I try and find offensive and defensive systems that fit personnel and fit the personality and character of the teams that I'm taking over, and I think that my coaching style. And the systems that I've put in place, I think are effective, in turning around programs they're not based solely on talent, or bringing in, multiple recruiting classes over years. I think that, my style is something that's adaptable to different personnel and different programs that, has led to some of that success. I think there's a huge amount of potential here at York. Obviously, being in the GTA, hotbed of talent in Canada, one of the hotbeds of talent in North America. To me, the talent that's coming out of Toronto is some of the best, in North America. I think it's an unbelievable campus, great school. I was an assistant here in 2009, 2010, and since that time, the campus has just exploded. So with, the TTC coming to campus, all the growth and development on the campus, world-class academic school, I think it has all the pieces, and also the tradition of excellence here as well, that I should mention that, this was a dominant program for many years. So I think, all the pieces are there to turn this into one of the top programs in Canada, and that's what appealed to me and what excites me about this opportunity. Yeah, I think those guys are immediate impact guys. They know what it takes to compete at this level. They've had success in Canada and in the U.S. So they're talented guys, but they're also high character guys. They're extremely hard workers. They're disciplined. They're tough. So I think those guys are a big part of how we're changing the culture here. And they're guys that we're leaning on for leadership and production. So yeah, they've been great so far, and still only scratching the surface of how good they can be. I think we're a deep team. We're deep. We're athletic. We're tough. I think that I'm a defense-first coach. Rebounding, defense and rebounding are the staples of my philosophy, and I think the guys have bought into that. And with our depth and athleticism, it's a perfect match for my philosophies. So I think those are really our strengths. We're deep, we're athletic. We've got a talented group of guys that are working very hard, that are buying in, that are disciplined. So I'm very excited about working with this group. Yeah, I think one of the things I've learned, in the programs that I've worked with, is you can't limit expectations. So I think to put any number, of X number of wins, or we want to make the playoffs, or make it, they're all limitations. So I think that's one of the things that I've learned is, who knows how good we can be. People outside the program don't know how good we can be. We don't know how good we can be yet. So I think it's about the process of developing and getting better every day, maximizing the potential of this group, and who knows where that will take us. Yeah, I think one of the things I've learned in programs that we've taken over is I really learned that from Mike Brennan at American University is the pre-existing players that are in place are not the former coaches guys. They're now my guys, and that's one of the first things I said in one of our first team meetings is you're now my guys, right? And I think that they've bought into that. They've been phenomenal. They've really bought in, supported me as the new head coach, and to me they're my guys, and I'm excited to work with them too. Yeah, I think it's a huge challenge. Obviously, I think the OUA East is the premier conference in the country. Obviously, with Carleton and all the success that they've had, Ryerson is one of the top programs in the country. University of Ottawa is one of the top programs in the country. So I'm excited for the challenge and for the opportunity, to match up with with some of the top programs in Canada. You know, I think if you compare it to the U.S., this would be like the ACC of Canada, right? And you know, to me, that's a very exciting challenge.